Hello everyone, welcome back to Touch the Fire Twice. I'm Joshua, and I'm here today to do an in-depth sniff review of a handful of products from LAFCO, New York. So they were kind enough to send me a box here. Beautiful packaging, by the way. You may have seen on my Instagram sort of the unboxing post I did of 3 of their products. So first, just to show you the box here, it's sort of, if you do a gift order from them, it comes in this really nice cardboard box here with, their ribbon, their LAFCO ribbon, a little pack-in note card, the crinkle filler. And if you see up close here, it really is a pretty embossed pattern of the LAFCO logo. So really high quality, beautiful kind of luxury unboxing experience, really happy with that. And they sent me 3 products. So first up will be 2 of their bar soaps. So they offer bar soap both in a 4.5 ounce and 8.5 ounce. And then main star of the show, I'm really excited to bring to you all the brand new Jungle Bloom candle. This is their 6.5 ounce classic sized candle, the brand new release of their Treehouse scent. So really excited to talk through that, do my in-depth sniff review on that. But I will do a quick mini review to start on their bar soap. So I think a lot of folks think, oh, bar soap, like I don't want, the old lye, bar soaps, but this is really a next level bar soap. And I don't mean to sound like, a product presentation or a sales pitch here, but I'm really impressed with it. I've said, okay, sure, I'll give it a shot and see what I think. And LAFCO was, when John Bressler began LAFCO, it was based on a passion of European body and skincare, in addition to perfumery and candles and home fragrance and things like that. So you can really trust LAFCO that it's not just, a fragrance house that's throwing their scent into a soap to have a wider product array. It really is about bringing quality products to the marketplace, which is, I can certainly appreciate. And so I'll read you the kind of notes. They say they use extra virgin olive oil and argan oil to deliver really strong moisture to the bar soaps. Artisanally dry aged, and quadruple mill to offer rich, long-lasting bar. So basically that means there's water content in all soaps, but if it is dry aged, it literally starts to dehydrate. So when you go to lather with it, it's going to dry faster and it's going to last longer. So just like a mark of quality there. Refined perfume grade fragrances, a natural, long-lasting scent. Palm-free, free of sulfates, parabens, and other synthetic ingredients for a genuinely pure experience, which I found to be true. This one here in marine scent, which I reviewed that candle, and I really am in love with that scent. You can check out that review here. They sent an 8.5 ounce bar, which you can see here. This is just like some B-roll of me washing my hands. But it is a big bar. It is beautifully scented. It is just the right amount of scent that you smell it on your hands, but it doesn't feel like you doused yourself in a heavy perfume by any means. And really, it is this just big traditional bar, all oval shaped bar of soap, beautiful lather, and the fact that it has so much olive oil, I believe it's something like 75% olive oil, 25% argan oil, if I remember correctly, it really does leave your hands moisturized. I often use liquid hand soaps, just foaming hand soaps, Bath & Body Works, or even higher end Aesop brand liquid soaps, and they don't moisturize your hands, and they may even sort of like dry your hands out. These truly do feel like they're adding moisture to your hands. Really, really lovely. And of course, I love the marine scent. So really thrilled with that. And then a smaller sort of whether it's the travel or just maybe powder room size of 4.5 ounces in the Feu de Bois. Feu de Bois is fire of wood in French. So you've got notes of sandalwood, leather, and frankincense. And you see here, when you unbox it, it's just wrapped simple in the paper here and just slided out. Yeah, see, LAFCO, New York, and then the fragrance Feu de Bois on there as well. This one, I may do a review, actually purchase the candle and do a review on this. It's one of the most popular scents, but sandalwood, leather, frankincense. Oh, beautiful. I love a nice, deep, woody scent. But really impressed with that, really excited about these. They even say you can shave with them. They create such a good lather. So throw out everything you think you know about bar soaps and potentially give these a shot. The price value, really not bad. I think you're talking $11 and $17. And they last a long time. When you think of, Bath & Body Works retails, I think $7.50 for one foaming hand soap. And this is, a whole other level of quality. So really cool stuff there, and excited that I got the opportunity to try those out. Now, jumping ahead to what I think most folks are most looking for in these reviews, of course, your candle reviews. So this is the Jungle Bloom. Beautiful sort of product sleeve that gives you that insight into what you're going to experience with Jungle Bloom. And I will say here, I have some notes, so I want to read through kind of what the marketing is of this so that I can appropriately represent that, but then dig into what I smell in this and kind of my nose trying to pick apart the fragrance. So again, it comes in their traditional box here, the really nice, again, embossed box that you lift off, fully padded there so your candle's not gonna jostle around, which I love. Also great box to store it in. And then you see I have burned this a few times, 2 or 3 burns, beautiful even burns, great throw for a 6.5 ounce candle. And that beautiful, I mean, look at that vessel, hand blown with just like that dark greenery in there, just beautiful. Yeah, love, love, love that. First of all, again, the naming mechanism beyond the fragrance name is they always have a location. So in this case, it is Treehouse, which is so funny because usually it's, you know, master bath or patio or kitchen or office, right? And so this is Treehouse, and they say lush tranquility awaits. Jungle Bloom takes you on an exotic journey into the wild. Drops of fresh coconut water collect on a canopy of lush palm leaves as dense vines mingle with the exotic sweetness of wild lily and frangipani blossoms. High above, the warmth of sun-bleached mango wood gives shelter to the tangled green below. So they're saying here it's based on 3 accords. So an accord is sort of a blend of multiple fragrance notes together to bring to life the idea of a scent. And so the 3 primary accords they use in this are coconut water, wild lily, and mango wood. Thinking of this scent, you know, they're calling it refreshing, subtly sweet, earthy, dewy, slightly woody with exotic florals. What I get from this, and I'll go through the top, middle, bottom notes as I always do, but on first sniff, it is, you know, when you think jungle, I thought, okay, it's gonna be just kind of dewy and bright and hot tropical florals like a, you know, tiare sunrise or something that is very bright and light and white and maybe sweet, maybe tropical, green, florals, powdery. It really kind of questions what you think tropical or jungle to be in the best way. When I think of this, you know, I always try to think of how I'm transported with a scent. And for me, Treehouse, great name, because for me, it's actually like one of those eco resorts that you pay, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000 a night to be essentially in a treehouse or a canopy or somewhere outdoors in the middle of a jungle. And, you know, you've got the bug nets around you because you pay all this money, but you're not in the lap of luxury as far as, you know, an air-conditioned room with a butler. You are in the environment. You are fully immersed in the environment. And that's what this is for me. So this is, you know, thinking it's the eco resort. It is dusk is turning to evening. It's still nearly as hot as the day. The humidity sets in. It's been humid all day. You're in a jungle, but the humidity is starting to really, the air is still and it's setting in, and the scents really become alive beyond the scorching sun with the, you know, the brightness that you're expecting. It is dark. It is alluring, it is exotic. So for me, this is damp, more than just dewy. I think of dewy as, you know, bright, fresh, you know, drops of rain. Yes, the humidity is there, but it's more of a almost overwhelming dampness or humidity or wetness that you could just walk through and, you know, cut the air with a knife. Humid, hot, 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 yet it's still refreshing because it doesn't lean overly bright, heavy florals. It's green, very, very, very green, but not your light cooling greens. It's a heavier green, which is so interesting to me. Tropical, but also dark. So it's like there are so many this but statements. So tropical, yet dark. Green, but not cool. Sweet, but yet heavily wooded. Which again, these are descriptors of, you know, if you are literally sleeping in the canopy of trees in a jungle, those are the things you're going to feel. So thinking through the top, middle, bottom notes, kind of want to explore that a bit. So they say top notes, jungle air accord, bergamot, cucumber skin, palm leaf, and Anjou pear. So the jungle air accord, to me, that's going to be an accord that is going to bring humidity, earth, and really combining the elements of, you know, vegetation, the earth, you know, dampness, the humidity, the air around us, and just the scents that are flying through the air around you. Bergamot, it's gonna be that bitter orange, bright and sunny, yet still kind of a bit of an herbal edge to it. Cucumber skin is going to be vegetative, a little bit bitter, almost astringent, kind of waxy, almost a little bit tannic if you were to like chew on it, the way that leaves and twigs and think of like grape skin is going to be. A palm leaf, also green and vegetal, and an Anjou pear is gonna add some sweetness, a little bit of softness, but still, pear is still kind of green as far as fruits go. Juicy, sweet, but still leans a bit green, at least for that traditional Anjou pear. And so for those top notes all together, this is where the green, the heavy greens come in with this. And it's a mixture of the fruit, it's a mixture of vegetable, it's a mixture of just vegetation, all playing together, but leaning toward the greens of those, which is really interesting. Get into the middle notes and you're getting more of the florals there. So you're getting your water lily, your frangipani, your bird of paradise, as well as bamboo and mango wood. So with the water lily, that said, water lily can be sort of subtle, sensual. It's lily, but it's not your Easter lily that, like, at least for me, will choke you out. Or even your traditional lily of the valley. To me, that's heavy, powdery, really intense, perfumery style lily. The water lily is gonna be lily, but a bit lighter than that, a little bit more subtle, delicate. Bamboo, though bamboo itself, break it in half, it's not gonna smell like a whole lot. In home fragrance or in fragrance and perfumes in general, it's gonna be clean, fresh, green, leafy, really, a cleaner scent. It brings that spa, relaxing, uplifting vibe is what you get typically from bamboo, in my experience. Frangipani is an interesting one. So I heard about it, or I knew of it, but I wasn't super familiar with it. Turns out it's actually oil from the plumeria flower. It's considered to be very, very exotic, heady. It is your classic tropical floral. Again, it's those sultry, hot nights, a really sexy fragrance. Think of gardenia, that sort of scent where it's soft, it's a bit creamy, almost can lean to like a bit fruity or peachy, musky, but very, very like a sensual, exotic nighttime floral scent. And apparently it pumps out its fragrance actually at night to attract insects, interestingly enough, I guess for the pollination factor. But frangipani, very, very, this screams tropical. Bird of paradise, I guess, doesn't have much of a scent to itself typically, but is said to be green or tropical. And mango wood as well doesn't really have its own scent. It is more of the sort of accord that they're going for with that woodiness, the earthiness with a bit of sweetness tied in there as well. We get to the bottom notes, you've got the coconut water, which in this case is partially an accord, but also listed as a note. So in this sense, it's going to be that refreshing, subtly sweet. Again, that's where you get it really, like if you're in that jungle and you are damp, the only shower is like, pull the rainwater to come over you, and you need something refreshing, and you have that fresh coconut, and it's going to be sweet, refreshing, as it should be, but a little bit nutty, like a little bit something else to it, almost potentially a tiny bit floral. That's what we're gonna get with that coconut water, almost a creaminess, even though it's just the water of the coconut. Lichen is a bottom note in this, which leans toward very much like your oak moss. So it's gonna be strong and earthy, woody. Sometimes they say it can almost lean towards like a sensual musk or amber, because lichen is a mixture of fungus and algae, but presents what looks like moss essentially, just covering the trees and the rocks of really the jungle forest floor. Then you got sandalwood, vanilla, vetiver, and golden pear. That's kind of the interesting one for me. So sandalwood, vanilla, vetiver, I think a lot of us know what to expect in that. So sandalwood's gonna be deep and woody, floral, soft, almost a little balsamic, sweet. Vanilla, again, earthy. Every one of these you'll see it's like heavy, earthy, earthy, earthy. Vanilla's gonna be almost a little boozy, but still sensual and sweet. Vetiver, earthy, damp, woodsy, smoky. It's a marshy grass, a grass that grows in a marsh, so literally is, jungles can be full of it. And then golden pear. In my mind, the golden pear versus the Anjou pear isn't gonna be just like the green, fresh, sweet fruit. It's gonna be a bit more of that deep nectar from like a golden nectar or like a very overly ripe pear, where it's going to add a depth, which is why I feel like it's in the bottom notes, is thinking almost of sort of, resin or nectar, those ambers, those thicker, viscous notes of oils that are going to add a complexity and a depth to it. And so when we put that all together, it really plays off of this balance of, can I say, I specifically smell the cucumber skin? Not always, and you're not meant to necessarily be able to pick out every single note when you have a blend of 16 notes plus in here. but it works all together to really paint that picture and tell that story, most importantly, of what this is supposed to transport you to, what this feels like, and of course, what it smells like. So for me, it is best described as damp, earthy, humidity, but enough refreshing in there. And I think it's the top notes, the bergamot, the cucumber skin, the palm leaf, perhaps that pear, the coconut water, that keeps this not bright, but keeps this refreshing, not fully fresh, fresh air, but keeps it refreshing with that heavy, humid air that's around you in the jungle. And then just those exotic florals that are dancing through between the lily and the frangipani and the bird of paradise. And then that wood coming in with between the lichen, the sandalwood, the mango wood, the vetiver, the vanilla, that really adds a heaviness to it, but it's not an overwhelming heavy. It is definitely dark. Like I said, this is dark, it is heavy, perhaps it's an afternoon in the jungle and you're in the shade, but for me it is leaning toward night when, again, the wind goes away, the humidity really sets in, you're resting, hopefully you have at least a fan on you in your eco resort treehouse. But it's just, you're starting to really see all of the scents mingle. Green, tropical, dark, sweet, heavy, woody. Really unique for an expression of a jungle or tropical scent. It's not, again, not the bright, fresh, hot that you would expect. It really is jungle. It brings again, I keep repeating myself, but it brings that humidity, that heaviness that is so interesting. Burned it, beautiful burn. Of course, that's to be expected at this point with LAFCO. And wonderful throw. 6.5 ounces single wick. You might think, oh, is that gonna be enough? This will throw like a champ and really give you the fragrance that you would expect. Certainly you can buy it bigger if you love the fragrance and want a really big throw, but I mean, this was at one point I burned it in my powder room, and then in a full-size room in my study, and it was very obvious, a good, strong scent. So that is my review on Jungle Bloom. Again, highly recommend it if you want something that's sort of a non-traditional, tropical jungle scent that's gonna be heavy, humid, green, refreshing, intriguing, sensual, exotic, woodsy. That is Jungle Bloom. You're in that treehouse for the long haul, for the night. So hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you again to LAFCO for sharing this with me. Super excited to be able to sniff this and review it for you all. Until next time, take care.